I'm Hazel Southwell. I'm a Formula E journalist. I live near here and I used to live in the river, but I don't know very much about the Docklands. So we thought that we'd team up to do a video to explain a little bit more about this area ahead of the Eprix event that's happening here in 2020.
Nobody has paid us to do what we are doing today. So we don't even have proper equipment. We only have one microphone, but we're very good people and we'll share.
We will be nice, and hopefully nobody is going to tell us to move filming again.
Which already happened once. That's why we are here instead of showing you the Excel.
We'll get to that.
Imagine it is just behind the cameraman.
So Formula E is an all-electric racing series. It's single-seater race cars, so they don't look like road cars. They look like the kind of cars that if you bought a race car as a child, if you got like a little die-cast model, they're that kind of thing. They run exclusively on battery power. So they don't use petrol, they don't use fossil fuels, they just use electricity. It's a very new series. It's only 5 years old now, and it will be 6 years old by the time that it comes to race here at the XL.
And why does Formula E only race in cities?
So Formula E is set up not to be like other race series. So most racing series go to circuits. They mostly go to places that are quite remote, where you might not see them if you weren't already interested in racing.
We are in the heart of the city as well.
We are.
This is going to happen.
We are in the Docklands. So they bring the racing to people who might not know it's there otherwise. Because Formula E is electric, it's able to race in city centres because unlike with cars that are exuding petrol fumes, there's no concerns, there's no noise as much as there is with, say, Formula One or IndyCar or GT racing.
Okay, I think we are far enough away from the Excel, so the security guys want to stop us, but close enough for Hazel to explain how are they going to turn a dog into a circuit.
So Formula E is built to race on temporary circuits. The entire season is done on temporary circuits, none of it's at a permanent facility.
I'm waiting for the security guys to continue.
And next July, just behind us, this area just behind us will actually be about 4 corners of the racetrack before it actually goes through the XL Centre itself. It goes through the South Exhibition Hall. We're quite a long way from it, so you might not be able to gauge the scale of it, but it's about the size of an aircraft hangar. Hopefully we're far enough away that they can't run too fast at us. But the cars will drive on a purpose-built track. There will be barriers all around here. It won't be a case of sort of painted lines or cones. They're professionally built tracks with big roll barriers, so there's fencing. And there will be grandstands that are constructed around the track here. The pit lane will be down alongside the docks, alongside the what you could call the front of the XL, and then the track will emerge the other side where we'll hopefully be doing some filming in a bit. So the whole area will be transformed over the course of probably 1 to 2 weeks tops. The tracks are designed to be put up very quickly, taken down very quickly, so that you don't end up with significant disruption, which is another reason why we're coming to a dock, which is built to have stuff shipped into it, taken out of it, rather than trying to cram into another area of London.
When the Royal Docks were completed, they were the biggest system of enclosed docks in the whole world, and it extended to nearly 250 acres. Formula E is about the cutting-edge latest technology, and so were the Royal Docks. So when they opened, the Royal Victoria Dock, for example, was the first dock in the world to be specifically designed for the steamers. It was also the first dock in the world to have
hydraulically operated.
Thank you, Hazel. Hydraulically operated lock gates, and it also was the first with direct links to the railway system.
So when we come here for the London Eprix in next July, I've promised that I'll buy Marieta a drink in return for doing this video with me. And she's insisted that we have to come here to the Connaught Tavern, or what's now called the Fox at Connaught. Now, I think you've got some ulterior motives for why.
Well, first of all, I wanted to show you this building because it's a great listed building. Dates back from 1881, and when they first built it, it was supposed to be, let's wait for the car, it was supposed to be a fancy spot for passengers arriving and departing from the Royal Docks. But eventually it became a very, very popular gathering spot for dockers. So dockers who were actually looking for work would come here with the hope to pick up work. Now, the reason I want to come with you here to investigate is because it's supposed to be haunted by a lady who was the auntie of the landlord of the place and committed suicide in one of the bedrooms on the second floor sometime in the 19th century.
So Marieta, we've come all the way through the ExCeL building, as the Formula E cars will be doing next year, and we're still on the same dock though, this enormous facility.
So the Royal Docks in plural are 3. This patch here is Royal Victoria Dock, which was the first to be built, and it opened in 1855. Eventually it got extended, but the extension became being a dock in its own, and it was then opened in 1880 as the Royal Albert Dock. And then more to my right and down here where London City Airport is King George V Dock. It opened in 1921, its completion having been delayed because of the First World War. The Royal Docks were the last docks to be built in London and the last docks to stop operating around the 1980s, but we still have some of the original buildings. So if Gareth can follow me, we're doing a bit of realism video here now. These are some of the remaining original warehouses. These are the original tobacco warehouses dating back from 1859. So you will get to see all of this history if you come to see the technology of the future, a Formula E race. So we wanted to finish the video from here because we wanted to show you how huge, how big the old original cranes are and how small we are in comparison, but also we wanted to show you what a fascinating place London Royal Docks is and how excited we are about Formula E coming here.
I'm super excited. It's been fantastic to learn more about Docklands history with you, Marieta. It's amazing to find out that these docks are actually basically the same age as the first electric cars. Electric vehicles started being invented from the 1850s, 1830s onwards, and it's so exciting to me that we get to see those two pieces of history come together next July.
So these two ladies, Hazel and myself, Marieta Evans, will be waiting for you here in London Docklands for the Formula E race, and perhaps we'll go and find the Connaught Tavern ghost.